Hello and welcome to this special edition of 60 Minutes from the region of Judea. I am Daniel Stephanos. In today's headlines, followers of Jesus of Nazareth claim he has resurrected. The Pharisees allegedly bribe a Roman centurion. Joseph of Arimathea is baffled that anyone or anything could roll over that stone. And Pontius Pilate claims he has washed his hands from the matter.
Welcome to 60 Minutes. I'm Manuela Gobrin. Breaking news today. Various eyewitnesses claim to have seen the tomb of Jesus of Nazareth empty. We cross over live to Mary, who has the report.
Yes, Manuela, I am here at Jesus' tomb. It has been confirmed that he was taken down from the cross and buried here by his followers on Friday. Now, the tomb has been sealed by Roman officials for investigation. However, this footage on the screen this morning showing the giant stone that seals the tomb has been removed. And the tomb is empty. Mary Magdalene is here with me now. Mary, can you please tell me what you saw this morning?
Yes, I came to the tomb this morning. He wasn't in it. I wanted to anoint his body, but he wasn't there. I was panicking. I was scared. I even started crying. But then I saw him.
You saw who?
Jesus!
You saw Jesus?
Yes. At first, I didn't know who he was. I thought he was the gardener. But then he said, "I am he."
Are you sure you weren't just overwhelmed with grief that you think you saw him?
No, it was him. I saw the wounds in his hands from the nails. It was him.
Well, there you have it, live from the garden of the tomb of Jesus, where an eyewitness confirms that Jesus has indeed risen from the dead. I am Mary Swiris. Back to you at the studio.
Thank you, Mary. We'll take you now to another eyewitness. He was one of the soldiers guarding the tomb throughout the night. Joshua has this report.
Thanks, Daniel. I'm here with one of the soldiers who was guarding Jesus' tomb last night. He seems to be in a bit of trouble with the Pharisees who hired him. Centurion, what do you have to say about the claims that were made that the tomb was broken into under your watch?
It wasn't broken into. I was doing my job.
So where is the body?
He walked out of it.
Who?
Jeez, no. I mean the people who stole it. They broke in and walked out with the body.
But you said it wasn't broken into. You said you were watching.
No, I mean yes. Of course I was watching.
Centurion, what do you have to say about the claims that bribed you into lying about Jesus' resurrection?
What? Me? No, I wasn't bribed.
Well, there you have it. It looks as though the truth is becoming clearer. I think it's safe to presume that Jesus of Nazareth has in fact risen, as of early this morning. Over to you.
Thank you, Joshua. Well, this has been quite an eventful morning. The news is quite earth-shattering, as this would be the first person ever to die and rise from the dead of his own accord. To clarify how this might be, Karen is over at Jerusalem now, with the owner of the tomb where Jesus was laid.
Yes, Manuela, I am here with Joseph of Arimathea. So, Joseph, when you donated this tomb to Jesus to be buried in, did you believe anything could get in or out of it?
Absolutely not, Karen. In fact, this stone is so heavy, a troop of people had to work very hard to close it in the first place. I do not think any human being is able to move it without causing such a fuss. It was the soldiers. With the sound of the boulder moving would have wakened the soldiers up.
So what do you suppose happened to the stone then, Joseph?
A miracle, a divine being, an angel maybe, this is not an earthly power.
So there you have it. That's our answer to the question. An angel rolled away the stone. What a glorious day it is for the followers of Jesus. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Karen. What good news. It certainly has been an exciting day. We're privileged to have with us at the studio Mr. and Mrs. Pilate with some final words and to hear their thoughts about what happened.
Yes, thank you for coming in on such a short notice.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Mr. Pilate.
Please call me Pontius.
Pontius Pilate, what comment can you make about the conviction of a man who clearly is the Son of God? I mean, do you feel as though you've made a mistake?
Well, I have a great level of power and I have to make tough decisions every day. And I knew he was innocent and I tried to give him a way out.
That's all right. I warned him. I saw it in a dream, but Jesus was innocent.
So why don't you tell us about that day?
It was awful. I suffered many things that day. In a nightmare, I could see the innocence of Jesus. I had to stop Pilate.
So what did you do?
I looked for my husband, but he was already in front of that violent crowd. There were so many soldiers, I couldn't find him. So I sent a messenger to tell him that his blood is innocent.
You were too late. I already got your message, but I already saw an uprising. They wanted Jesus crucified. I knew this man was a just. I even asked them, what crime did he commit? But all they did was scream at me, crucify him.
And he didn't do anything to stop the crucifixion?
I couldn't, so I washed my hands of this matter, so I'm innocent of this man's blood. I made it very publicly clear that I was washing my hands.
But Pontius, we now know that Jesus of Nazareth is the Christ. He is God.
It's not fair to blame my husband. He did everything he could. He sent him to Caesar, and when that didn't work, he even brought up the tradition of releasing one criminal to the crowd, so that followers choose to save him instead of Barabbas.
That's right, but that didn't work. I would have had a massive Jewish uprising on my hands. This man had made many powerful enemies. They were jealous of him. I couldn't control them. I would have lost my job and Caesar would have replaced me. I couldn't risk it.
Well, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Pilate, for joining us today.
You know, Daniel, there seems to be a theme running through these eyewitness reports. It seems that regardless of what the various parties did, Jesus of Nazareth was destined to die on the cross, to be buried, and then to resurrect himself. It's through his resurrection that mankind will have a chance to inherit eternal life.
You're right, Manuela. It seems that Jesus allowed this to happen and accepted it all. Only God can resurrect himself. I can't help but feel that the events of this weekend will be remembered forever.
Well, that's all we have time for in this special edition of 60 Minutes. Thank you for joining us. I'm Manuela Gobrin.
And I'm Daniel Stefanos. Stay safe and have a good day.